Just a quick one. If you struggle with perfectionism, here's one way that you can help yourself. And that is every now and again, in a safe way where the stakes are not too high, aim towards the outcome that you don't want. Aim towards the unknown. For me personally, I struggle with rigid thinking. I can get into black and whites quite a lot. And if you're the same, maybe the idea of aiming towards the unknown is quite vague. So in that case, aim towards the exact outcome that you don't want. For example, when I was an artist, we used to have to keep sketchbooks and scrapbooks. And on every page of the scrapbook, you're playing around with a new technique or a new texture, color scheme, concept. And you're aiming to perhaps marry some of these concepts and see what new concepts can be created. And if you're someone who's quite rigid, you might feel like there's only one way to draw a tree. The idea of a sketchbook is not for it to be perfect. That's a bad sketchbook. The idea of a sketchbook is to explore. So what you would do in that case is, okay, how should a tree not be drawn? In how many ways can I draw a bad tree? And you never know, you may stumble across these gems that you can use when you're actually trying to create something properly. What my teacher used to say was, if you're precious with your artwork in the sketchbook, you're unlikely to develop a deep enough well of knowledge to create that grand final piece. So if you're able to take that on board, it can be good to have a sketchbook of your own life. Whether you're practicing art or music, try to be less precious. But even if you're doing social experiments, like for me, I had to learn how to speak in later life to improve my speech. I had to play around with tone and pitch. A way you could apply the idea of a sketchbook is when you're experimenting, to take away that sense of judging the outcome that you want is the exploration. So when you try that new thing, jot down the responses you got back. Jot down how you felt while doing it. Jot down perhaps what came of the situation. How might you apply it differently next time? What you're doing is you're building up a base of knowledge that you can use in later life. So the only failure with the sketchbook is failing to explore. That's been really useful for me, and I hope that it can be applied for some of you out there.